guys. Wait, this is too loud. Somebody requested that I play the theme song for Wonder Years to open this, which I thought was a great idea. So there it is. So I'm going to be joined shortly by Josh Saviano. He's going to request to, let's see if this is him. Not yet, okay. Hey, welcome everybody. Hey, so where are you guys watching from? And again, I'm going to have to kind of keep an eye on, yes, well, this is the theme song to the Wonder Years. I'm sure it brings up a lot of feelings. What's going on over here with, Facebook is not, I think, working. No. Hey, everybody. Okay, let's see, was this Josh? Hey, Josh, if you're on, ask again, because I think I might have missed it. Hello, Daytona Beach. Hope you guys were staying at home and staying safe. Oh, there's Josh. Okay. You still watch the show every night before bed? Okay, this is working now. Excellent. Yes. Josh Saviano, who played Paul Pfeiffer, is joining me now. Hi. Which one is that?
Danica.
Hi.
How are you?
So, I've been playing, as you know, the Wonder Years theme song. I think I'll turn it off now, though, because I want to make sure people can hear.
The real one, right? The real soccer version.
Of course, the real one.
Yeah. Not this Hulu.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, turn that off. So, hey guys, so welcome. Where are you guys watching from? We got Peru, Elk Ridge, Maryland, Montreal, Canada, Twin Falls, Idaho. Hey, Brian. Hey, Lynn from Central Florida. We do keep in touch with most of the cast, actually. Not all the time. I mean, it's tough. We're all pretty busy, even today. How many of you guys are way busier than you would think you'd be right now? You're like, wait, aren't we all just kind of at home and just relaxing, but like not at all? It's just so much to do.
That. Yeah, I definitely am. I mean, I have had a ton of work to do in general, and you know, with everybody being at home, scheduling times for calls, and it's really no different.
Yeah. Well, those of us who are lucky enough to still have a job right now. I know that not everyone is, because some jobs require. And to those of you who are still working, actually, as essential workers, just want to say thank you so much for your service and keeping this country and this world running. We need you, and we are so appreciative.
Every day at 7 o'clock, I open up my door and we applaud the people in New York City. So keep up the good work.
That's right. I've seen videos of that. So Josh Saviano is only visible on Instagram Live, for those of you who are watching. I'm also running Periscope, Twitter, and Facebook. But if you want to see Josh, find me, mine or his Instagram Live right now, and you'll be able to see it. If you don't have it, then you can hear his voice, but you can't see him.
The best part of me, anyway, is my voice.
You have a great voice.
My wife keeps thinking I should do voiceovers.
Voiceovers?
Yeah.
They're great. I do a little bit of that.
I know.
It's fun. Yeah. So what do you guys did you take something from the set? Josh, did you take something from the set?
I didn't. I think that was one of the questions last week. I did something on my own a couple of days ago. And the one regret, if I have any regret, it would be that I never took one of like the 7 different pairs of glasses that we had for me. Even though at the end, like my character had contacts by the end, so I lost those glasses anyway. But
you didn't want to wear those. I remember that you did not want to wear your glasses anymore, right?
I kind of grown out of it. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah. Bob and I had.
But now you wish you had them.
Well, I wish I had them. Well, I wish I had them so I could donate them to the Smithsonian. That's you know, I wouldn't take care of them nearly as well as they would.
Right. Yeah, I know. I didn't make it to that Smithsonian event. I I could have maybe made it, but I had just come back from someplace. I would have had to like fly that same day and then fly back, and I was already exhausted. I was like, you know what, I just can't pull it off.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that I went. I kind of wish I went, but.
Well, when the exhibit opens, you should come for the opening.
Yes, I should. I met you at Dollywood. Very cool. Nice to see you again. You wanted to marry Winnie when you grew up? Did you marry your very own Winnie Cooper? A lot of people tell me that they found their very own Winnie Cooper. Do we still get residuals? Yes, but they're not a lot. I mean, it's actually
there comes a point. I think there comes a point in every actor's career when the residual check that you get officially is less than the stamp it took to mail it. And I'm
Absolutely.
there.
It was just a couple weeks ago that I got a check for 3 cents. I can't remember what it was for. It wasn't the Wonder Years, it was something else. And I Instagrammed it, like with that little hearts thing, like, oh, look how great this is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm certainly not going to turn it down. It's residuals and it's dollars, but it is kind of funny.
Of course. It's hilarious that they would, you'd think by now there'd be some other way of getting 3 cents to a person. But
right.
So Wonder Years reunion being asked about, which we've been asked about.
We talked about this last week. Yeah.
Yeah. I've talked about this 100 times.
Yeah. At least.
But this right now is kind of like a Wonder Years reunion. So you're seeing it right now and live.
Well, again, just to sort of recap what we've talked about last week, and I've talked about this with Fred for years, is I think the concept of a reunion goes against the underlying premise of the Wonder Years, which is an adult version of Kevin looking back on his nostalgic childhood, knowing that you can't change it. So a reunion is in turn an attempt to change that. Exactly. I don't think we want to mess with that.
And the Wonder Years was about a time in your life that you can never go back to, and it's about that nostalgia. So if you go back to it, it just kind of feels like you ruined that part of it, which was the heart of it in a lot of ways.
I agree.
Some people ask if we like how it ended. I mean, nobody likes the fact that Jack Arnold dies 2 years later. I hated that. Why did they do
all
that?
of us. It surprised all of us.
Yes, we're like, what the heck? Why would you do that to such a beloved character? Just to stick the knife in there and twist it. I think that's had to have been it.
That was if you're not crying yet, now you have to cry.
That's right. If you're not, we want to make sure you're crying.
Yeah.
You've never cried over any TV program like the Wonder Years Astro? Yep. Becky Slater. Yes, Becky Slater played my nemesis and is actually my sister.
Oh, no. I think we just did a spoiler alert for somebody.
Oh.
If you're watching the show for the first time, sorry about
he
that.
Dies? But he doesn't die on the show. It's an epilogue. It talks about very end. Like someday he dies. Not on the show.
Right.
But it mentions his death. Which is like, why do you do that? Why do you have to?
I think I'm behind again. I think I'm just getting comments. Maybe you're getting comments before me. I'm just getting some of the questions answered.
The Wonder Years we love in Brazil, Heaven on Earth, Beautiful Sights. Did all the ABC sitcom kid actors hang out together? Sometimes there were these ABC affiliate parties, and so we would all go to the same parties. But I mean, it was really a party for the affiliates, and then we were there to so they could be like, oh, look, I know you from the show.
They can parade us around, yeah.
They can parade us around. So, yeah, but I mean, we made friends. I made friends with, that's how I met Jeremy Miller, who was on Growing Pains, and who I dated for like 9 months or something.
Jeremy and I were like very close.
Yeah, Jeremy.
That's how I met Jason Marsden too. I think was through one of those.
Me too. And Jason Marsden and I are super close. So in fact, his son and my son are really close friends.
When I was in Nashville last year, I went and I reconnected with him.
That's right.
I had a drink at a bar.
That's right. Yeah. Jason. Jason and I, a little piece of trivia. So Jason Marsden actually is a big voiceover actor, but he was also on Step by Step and some other shows, The Munsters Today. Mm-hmm. But he and I, Jason Marsden and I, are the exact same age. We were born on the exact same day, January 3rd, 1975. Is that
right? I don't think I knew that.
Yep. So what was your take on the goodbye episode from the Wonder Years? Yes, that was the second Mr. Collins math teacher episode, right?
I think that's my favorite story arc of the show.
I think I'm getting that right.
I mean, if that's the 3 math episodes were my favorite story arc. I thought
math. It's awesome.
I thought that was like the epitome of the acting and the writing that Fred and the writing staff contributed, and it brought out an unbelievable performance from a 3-episode character arc that was just powerful and showed what you can do with a short period of time.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, teachers are such an influential part of our lives growing up, and it's something that I think adults sometimes forget. The show was so good at honoring things that are truly important to kids that adults tend to dismiss or brush aside. It's really good at honoring kids' emotions and their experience. And I think that's why it resonated so deeply with so many people, because they saw themselves and they saw their own, desires and conflicts being played out.
Yeah, there's a question here about the Goldbergs basically feeling like a reboot of the Wonder Years. What I haven't really appreciated.
Oh yeah, the Goldbergs.
What I really didn't
How many of you
appreciate
guys seen the
recently.
Goldbergs? What?
What I haven't really appreciated until recently is how influential the show was, not only to other writers and directors, but also to actors. We talked about this a little bit last week. How many people were guest stars on the show and then went on to huge careers. But I remember you were with me when we did the TV Land Awards, right? When we received the
just a couple years ago, yeah.
Yeah, right. And we were on with Freaks and Geeks.
That's right.
Yeah, and Judd Apatow was saying when he was doing his speech, he was talking about how everybody was giving him all these accolades. Like, I've never seen this before. And he was very unapologetic about the fact that he completely ripped off the entire premise from the Wonder Years. He's like, but they did it from the Wonder Years. Obviously, he has his own take on everything, but he was heavily influenced by the Wonder Years.
I think we're all influenced by something, Right. We all stand on the shoulders of giants. But yeah. Oh, see, this person says Goldbergs is good, but not like the Wonder Years. Freaks was dope. Still waiting for the older years. Yeah, that's.
I feel like This Is Us is like the Wonder Years. My wife loves that show.
Is Daniel Stern as cool as we think he is? Yes, Daniel Stern is incredibly cool.
My favorite part about Daniel Stern was that he would roll in when he directed in flip-flops and a Hawaiian shirt.
Daniel Stern, for those of you who don't know, was the narrator's voice on the Wonder Years. He was the one talking Kevin Arnold's thoughts. That was Daniel Stern.
I saw somebody mention earlier, and I think it's apropos since tonight is the first night of Passover, if I was Jewish on the show. And the answer is yes.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm also Jewish in real life. And there was a bar mitzvah episode, which is... Every time I get a comment from somebody who's Jewish, they always say the same thing. I loved your bar mitzvah episode. It was so beautiful. But the reality is that was the first time that I think that Judaism was portrayed on prime time.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, in a religious ceremony like that, absolutely.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's been shown in Hebrew schools across the country since.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That was really cool. That's really cool. I did not know that. Wow, trailblazers.
Yeah. The other thing that's really funny, is a funny story. We'll get back to a question in a second, but this is a very funny story that I think you'll appreciate, Danica. My daughter goes to school. She's going to be 13. And apparently we have a friend who's a couple years, a year older than my daughter is at school. And they split up the kids into sex ed and boys and girls. And apparently in the girls section, they showed the clip of the sex ed episode. Really?
Somebody else just mentioned a few minutes ago, actually, about the coach being a great character.
Oh, Bob Picardo. Oh my God. What a brilliant comedic actor.
Robert Picardo. Yeah, he so funny. And I remember he was doing China Beach at the same time.
Yeah, two great shows.
To go back and forth between the two sets. Yeah. Slightly different shows, Slightly different characters. Coach Cutlip. Yes, Ed Cutlip. That's right.
Cutlip.
Oh, somebody wants to know who wins one-on-one in basketball in real life, you or Fred?
I mean, it's not a pretty game, to be honest, either way. But I think Fred would concede that I would beat him on a game of one-on-one.
Got it.
It wouldn't be pretty.
It wouldn't be pretty. Well, I'd be impressed, if that matters. Let's see the questions here on Facebook. You wonder. Oh, okay. Peru, I salute you. Is that how you salute Peru?
I don't know, but the people, again, from Brazil, Argentina, and Peru, the South American fans,
Rhode Island,
rabid. We love you down there.
Oh, they want your. I wonder if I can turn the volume up. People are saying they're having a hard time hearing you. Let's see if that helps at all.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But in terms of the people on Facebook and Twitter.
Got it.
Your Texas, hey Texas. Jewish faith was portrayed in the 1950s. There was an original show called The Goldbergs, says Bishop Mike Berger.
Really?
Interesting. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Why do they have to kill off Jack in the finale? I don't know.
We don't know that.
Stern also played Fred and Ben's father in Little Monsters. Really? I don't remember that.
I think that might be right. Well,
That sounds. I mean,
I'm not sure actually.
I don't know.
Hey, Queens.
Yeah, my comments got hello Ireland.
When you were
We're
kids.
trying to be careful. Yeah, we got.
Yeah, someone just asked me about pigs when we were kids. I mean, I don't know when you mean like little kids, but I posted a couple from a photo shoot of Danica and I from way back in the day. That was fun. We were cute then, Danica.
Ah, we're so cute. It's different now. The kids are cute.
Yeah. So I don't think we talked about this last week, and we've seen a lot of questions. Because...
Have we ever met Ben Savage? Someone asked. Okay, wait.
Of course.
Ben Savage. That's Fred Savage's little brother. And in an episode of The Wonder Years, I believe it was called the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Little Ben, he was probably like 6 or 7 years old.
He was Cupid.
He played Cupid at the very end. I think he was somewhere in the middle of the episode too, right?
Yeah.
But at the end, he like pulls the bow and arrow and shoots a little heart in the sky. A very cartoony moment for The Wonder Years that never actually happened any other time, I don't think. Where this cartoon arrow went into a cartoon heart, and it was like.
There were a couple of times. The heart.
Yeah, a little
heart. Not about cartoonish, but there was a couple of experiments, particularly early on in the show, where there was some breaking down of the fourth wall. There was some. There was at least one episode, one scene where Fred does a complete take to the camera, which I don't think had ever been done a second time, which is once.
Oh, what episode was that? Do you guys remember
early.
that? Kevin Otto looks directly at the camera.
It was in the first 6, I think.
I was going to say it was Neil and Carol.
Yeah.
They yeah. People say you still sound the same. Yeah, I don't think voices change that much unless you take up smoking or something. I don't know. Someone says he loves Kevin's dad in the show. He was hilarious. Yes. Dan Lauria, great friend. He's been like a second dad to me for a long time. Great guy. Jack Arnold. Much sweeter.
My first and ever acting coach.
Yeah.
Certainly the television historian for us.
Yeah. Yes. Well, and he's the one. So Dan is big into old movies, and he was and theater. So he was always getting us into like his little theater projects and watching old movies. No, I have not watched The Wonder Years with my son yet. He's 9 years old. I feel like when he gets to be the age of Kevin Arnold, which when he's 12, I think
that's when we started. We just started.
And my son looks a lot like Fred, which is really bizarre to me. You notice that? He looks like as he's getting older, he's looking more and more like him. And I swear there's nothing to it, I swear. But when I post a picture of Draco, my son, inevitably people say, "Oh my gosh, he looks like Fred's child." I'm like, he's not, okay? And everybody wants Kevin and Winnie to have gotten together, but that's just not how that went. No, he's not a love child. Well, that person's name is Kevin Arnold _NYJ. It's funny. Norton Cramden wants to know any stories about play Bells and the Wrong Guys.
Oh my God. Sure. That was a movie I did. In fact, I was filming that movie in LA. I was from New Jersey, New York. I was in LA filming that movie called The Wrong Guys. And that's when I actually got the last audition. That's when I met with Neil and Carol while I was out there because they were out in LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that's the other person in that movie was Brecken Meyer. And so Brecken then did the second episode of Wonder Years, and I was like, I guess Brecken and I are going to be doing a lot of stuff together.
He was in the second episode?
Heart of Darkness, yeah.
No, that wasn't the second
episode. The first episode of the second season. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So that's a funny. I actually auditioned. There's a bunch of stand-up comedians in that movie, and I auditioned originally for Richard Lewis as a kid. And my audition for that was being as neurotic as possible, and I remember that. And then I was like told that I got the role, but it was for Richard Belzer as a kid instead, which I didn't audition for. So it was my first sort of experience of success, but not quite sure why.
It's funny. Somebody says, did any of the cast star in Friends? I mean, David Schwimmer, if that's what we're talking about. David Schwimmer was a guest on The Wonder Years a couple times, right? And
we worked with Jennifer in Camp Cucamonga.
Camp Cucamonga, that 1990. It was I don't know why I know this, but Camp Cucamonga first premiered, I believe it was September 23rd, 1990. Josh and I were in it. It also starred Jennifer Aniston, John Ratzenberger. Who else? Brian Robbins, I think.
Brian Robbins, Chad Allen, Jaleel White,
Cameron. Yep. A lot of people on.
Tasha Scott.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Misty McCoy, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Good memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Family Debate. I love Family Debates.
Sherman Hemsley.
Sherman Hemsley. Right.
Yep.
I love Family Debates. As somebody said, Family Debate. Where's the Wonder Years set? Looks like California, but Kevin wears a jet jacket. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think what Neil and Carol always said was it took place in Arnoldville, USA, which is supposed to be anywhere. But yes, you are correct. You saw the Burbank and the Hollywood Hills in the background, and Fred wore a jet's jacket. So you tell us where it was set.
Yeah, no, and we shot it. We shot a lot of exteriors in Burbank, and not far from the Burbank airport, which meant every time a plane was going overhead, we had to wait. That was so annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the time I thought it was normal, but then later I was like, wait a minute, why did we shoot so close to the airport? Yes, the show premiered after the 49ers Super Bowl. Yeah, in January 31st, 1988.
That's right.
Most
Washington Redskins.
That's right. Most of the interiors were filmed on a sound stage in Culver City. They rebuilt. So we shot the first episode in an actual house, that same actual house in Burbank, and then it was cheaper to rebuild the inside of the house on a sound stage that we could control and not have to rent out a house from someone every time we wanted to shoot an episode. And so we shot that stuff all in Culver City. And then for the exteriors of that same house, we'd go back to Burbank.
That's right.
Happy birthday, Ruth.
Oh, look at that. Someone said John Moore Middle School. Yes, that is correct. We did film at John Muir High School and Middle School. Correct. In Burbank. Good job.
You use Kevin Arnold for your name. Someone says he uses Kevin Arnold for his name when restaurant hosts ask for your name. So you can guess, chuckle. It's funny. Do you have any props from the set? I don't know, but I actually have that jacket that Winnie Cooper always wore, with like the fringe, like the sort of cowboy-ish kind of looking hippie jacket. I have that in storage, my storage facility, with some other clothes that I wore, which I really should have gotten my act together and did this Smithsonian thing.
Well, they'll still take the donation.
Yeah, okay. I need to.
I can give you the contact information.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I need to go storage and see what's not moth-eaten. And how was it like working with Giovanni Ribisi? I think you worked with him more than I did.
No, most of the time. I mean, I did have a couple of scenes with Bonnie, but most of the time he kind of came in while I was coming out. So there was a bit of a replacement friend for a bit. So we didn't have too many episodes together.
Okay. Auction the jacket for charity. I thought of that, Paul. I know that's the thing. It's like, do you auction it for charity and then give money to help like some kids somewhere, or keep it for posterity in a museum to amuse people as they walk by? Do I have the fishnets and go-go boots in storage? I don't know. I don't remember. I'm not sure. I wouldn't have the fishnets anymore, but I might have the go-go boots. That would be weird to hold on to those. Did Daniel Stern ever visit the set? Yeah, he directed some episodes. For sure.
He directed a bunch early on.
Yeah. Olivia D'Abo, she's great. Olivia D'Abo is so funny. Olivia is great. But I remember,
most people don't realize that Olivia has an English accent. She's English.
Yeah, she's from England. I mean, she's British, right?
I don't remember where, but yeah.
Yeah, and I guess so. But she puts on an American accent for most acting roles. And I remember hearing that Carol and Neil, the first producers of the show, freaked out when they first heard her British accent, because you never want to hire somebody with a different accent, because what if their American accent isn't that good? But she waited till she just pretended she was American until she got hired.
I mean, I don't know about you, but Olivia was like the meter stick of cool for me for so many reasons. Not only was she 17 when I was 11 and she was absolutely gorgeous, but she used to, she brought Julian Lennon around the set when she dated him. I'm like, oh my God, you are the coolest person ever.
I wasn't actually cool enough to recognize how cool she was, but I thought she was beautiful. But she would tell jokes that I didn't understand, and then she'd like push into like, "Oh, it's not funny," and like hit you. I just remember that, like, she like physically like hit you, like, "I'm not funny," and I was thinking, I was just so out of my league. I don't even get, like, I don't understand this. Just sort of watch from afar and admire from afar.
Someone just asked if she was related to Marianne Dabo, the Bond girl. Cousins. My understanding is they were cousins. But yes, they were related.
Goodness. Oh, someone's saying condolences to Allie Mills. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, she lost her friend.
Sad story.
2 months ago to the day. It was February 7th, I think.
Yeah. That's so sad and tragic. Her husband was hit by a car and killed a couple months ago. It was very, very sad. 93 years old.
93? 93?
And full of life.
You wouldn't think that somebody who makes it to 93 would die from a car crash.
Right.
Good guy. Sweetheart. Great actor. They did a lot of theater together. They were great.
He was so good for her.
Mm-hmm. Somebody says happy Passover, Josh.
Thank you. And to you and whoever else is observing tonight.
Yes. Happy Passover to anyone who is observing. And you too, Josh. Including you.
Including me.
Yes. Can you tell a little about the soundtrack and our favorite songs from the show? I mean, anytime I hear My Girl, I always feel like it's, they're from the Temptations.
Mm-hmm.
My Girl was kind of one of the unofficial theme songs for Winnie Cooper. So whenever I hear that, I'm like, oh, I identify somehow with that song.
I think it was pretty obvious early on that the music was the eighth character or the ninth character, because the sixth of the time period was really sort of the first character, right? There's Fred and the rest of the call sheet, but the time period was really the first character. The music was the eighth, and it was so good, which is why it's so unfortunate that they never got the rights to sync as opposed to just broadcast, which is why it took so long to get
back when that contract was signed. Back when the contract was signed, I assumed that they weren't imagining all these other forms of media, and so they just, I guess, signed a contract to be able to use the songs, these great Motown's hits, for broadcast and maybe VHS. I don't know.
No, not the sync. They didn't get the sync license.
They didn't. Oh, so expensive that they didn't.
So my second career was a transactional lawyer, and I studied a lot of IP, and so I actually knew people in the music industry. So for a very brief moment in time, I considered acquiring the rights just so I could go clear all the music. But then I saw the full catalog. Yeah, no, I saw the full catalog, and I saw what it would take and the money it would take. I was like, no. Yeah.
No, actually, a good friend of mine now, Mike Mahan and his wife, both they're good friends. Mike was in charge of that decision at DC Productions. Like, you know what? Let's go ahead, Dick Clark Productions. Let's go ahead and buy the rights and put out the DVD, so you can actually get the entire Wonder Years series on DVD, with the original music. You don't get that on Hulu. You didn't get that on Netflix. And somebody decided to go ahead and just bite the bullet and pay
their contribution to society. Thank you, Time Life and Dick Clark.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Mike Mahan. Somebody wants to know if your glasses were prescription on the show.
They started off in the pilot. They were, but then I actually talked about this a couple nights ago on my live. So the way that normal glasses work, right, is they're flat on the inside and curved on the outside. That's prescription. But when you film and you put light on there and it glares, when it's rounded, it glares in multiple angles, as opposed to when it's flat on the outside, it only glares in one angle. And that makes the prescription a little bit cloudy and fuzzy. So we switched it to clear glass, and I wore contacts.
Nice.
Little secret trivia for you.
Somebody says they have this set and they love the locker that it comes in. I have that up there
downstairs somewhere. Yeah.
Well, I have ours somewhere. Someone just finished watching the show last night. They're from Mexico, 25 years old. Love it. Thank you so much, Miguel. I'm so glad you like the show. It's amazing how the show really holds up after all this time. And by the way, I think I need to wrap this up in a couple minutes. So last burning questions. Do I think Kevin and Winnie should have ended up together? I think that they still could. I do. This is my theory. Look, I am married, divorced, and remarried again. So it's entirely possible that Kevin, when his first marriages didn't work out, and then they finally found each other, eventually, and they're a nice blended family somewhere now.
Isn't that like a How I Met Your Mother plot?
Oh, I don't know. I watched that whole show too. I don't remember that.
Wasn't that like the whole thing at the end?
It says they don't end up together. Oh, spoiler alert! You guys, this show ended like
it ended in '93.
years ago. I can't even. This is hilarious. All right, guys. So, would you like to see us do this again sometime? I'm not sure that we're going to make it every single Wednesday, but like this is fun. Something that I was thinking about we could do. So Josh was like, "Hey, we should prepare," and I'm like I have time to prepare for something. But I wonder if we could do a thing where we like watch an episode with people or something. Would you want to do that? Do you guys tell me? Would you want to do like a thing where we watch an episode and kind of do commentary while we're watching? I'm not sure how to set that up. We can figure it out. Or do you like these Q&As in the chat format? What would you guys like? What are you voting for?
So I'm not sure we could actually broadcast or watch it synced on here for a whole bunch of reasons. But what we could do is very similar. We could do something similar to what
the lawyer is talking now.
But we could do something similar to what Josh Molina did with West Wing, where we could come on and talk about a particular episode and see if we can talk about that, whether it be behind the scenes, what it means today.
I think we could do it if we had like we wouldn't broadcast it big, but like for example, I mean, we're just thinking here. But if I put I bring this camera setup into the room with the TV, and then somehow set up like a mirror so that it was kind of showing in the mirror, so we could see what we're talking about. But I don't know. Maybe
we can talk about that.
We can figure something, because it'd be so small and like low resolution. I don't think it would be violating any rules. Mystery science theater.
Same concept, yeah. Or at least clips, right? I loved when we did the 92nd Street Y, when David Bianculli did that whole thing.
Josh, if you are willing to put together clips and air it on your side, I would be like totally down for that. Although then people can see it on my Twitter, or you can send me the clips. I could play it on my laptop. That'd be easier because I could put the laptop in here.
We are now getting into an advanced form of editing and technology that I do not have the skill set for.
We will work on this and get back to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us again. This was really fun, and I appreciate all your questions. Look, we're all stuck at home in quarantine. I put makeup on for you guys, just because otherwise we're here in our PJs doing laundry and making dinner. Homeschooling.
I'm about to go finish preparations for Seder.
Rest and happy Passover again.
Thank you. And anyone out there who's bored or pulling your hair out, or you're not alone, we're doing the same thing on our end. This kind of thing is designed to hopefully give you 30 minutes or so of a break.
That's right.
Reach out to people for help if you need it. And if you're out there on the front lines, thank you very, very much for all of your help and your support.
Yes, thank you for keeping
making us. You're keeping us alive, quite literally.
That's right.
Thank you.
Right, literally. Yeah, all the service, all the supply chains, and all you guys out there on the front lines, either deliveries or, of course, medical or scientists. All you guys are just vital, and so appreciate you all. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Dee.
Bye. Otherwise, we're here in our